What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Friday, January 4th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay, let's take a look at the point guard position. I like Brandon Ingram from the LA Lakers playing the New York Knicks, who give up the second most fantasy points overall, and they give up the 7th most fantasy points to opposing point guards. Brandon Ingram has scored 40, 48, and 26 fantasy points in his last 3 games, averaging 27.1 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 32 minutes per game with a 23% usage rate. Brandon Ingram is $6,800 DraftKings salary. He's only $100 more on FanDuel, so I love that FanDuel price. Projected at 47.7 fantasy points here tonight, that's just over 5 times value. No LeBron James. Brandon Ingram's been playing well. This is a fast-paced game and a fantastic matchup here versus the New York Knicks. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the position optimizer where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new player trends tool where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, let's see who we have at the shooting guard position. I like Victor Oladipo from the Indiana Pacers playing the Chicago Bulls, who have the 8th worst defense overall and they're middle of the pack defending opposing shooting guards. Victor Oladipo has scored 46, 27, and 37 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 40.1 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 33 minutes per game with a 28% usage rate. Victor Oladipo is $8,800 DraftKings salary. He's the same price on FanDuel, so I love that FanDuel price. Projected at 40.7 fantasy points here tonight. He's going to need about 44 fantasy points to hit 5 times value. The ownership's going to be low. I think he's good price under 9K on FanDuel. It's a bit pricey on DraftKings. This is a fantastic matchup for Victor Oladipo, who could go for 50 plus in this matchup. He scored 58 and 55 in his last 2 games for Chicago, so there's a decent chance he does it again. I like Victor Oladipo at low ownership here versus the Chicago Bulls. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, let's take a look at the small forward position. I like Gordon Hayward from the Boston Celtics playing the Dallas Mavericks, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they're also middle-of-the-pack defending opposing small forwards. Gordon Hayward has scored 45, 14, and 24 fantasy points in his last 3 games, averaging 24.9 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 27 minutes per game with a 19% usage rate. Gordon Hayward is $5,400 DraftKings salary. He's $300 more on FanDuel, projected at 25.3 fantasy points here tonight. He's going to need about 27 fantasy points to hit 5 times value. I think Gordon Hayward has turned a corner. Kyrie Irving is still going to be out. He had a 33% usage last game with Kyrie Irving out, dropped 45 fantasy points, and was one of the reasons I made a ton of money that night. I'm going back to the Gordon Hayward well. I think he gets you at least 30 fantasy points here tonight, over 5 times value. Love Gordon Hayward versus the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, let's take a look at the power forward position. I like Jeff Green from the Washington Wizards playing the Miami Heat, who are the 7th best defense overall, but they're only middle of the pack defending opposing power forwards. Jeff Green has scored 40, 42, and 25 fantasy points in his last 3 games, averaging 22.2 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 27 minutes per game with a 17% usage rate. Jeff Green is $5,100 DraftKings salary. He's $700 more on FanDuel, so I prefer that DraftKings price. Projected at 23.7 fantasy points here tonight, he's going to need about 25 fantasy points to hit 5 times value. John Wall, of course, ruled out for the season. More usage for everyone to go around. The price hasn't come up that much on Jeff Green after those 2 40-plus point games. He's playing a ton of minutes, 36, 38 in his last 2. Usage rate almost up to 20%. I like Jeff Green here versus the Miami Heat. Okay, moving on to the center position. I like Brook Lopez from the Milwaukee Bucks playing the Atlanta Hawks, who have the absolute worst defense overall, and they give up the 6th most fantasy points to opposing centers. Brook Lopez has scored 36, 34, and 25 fantasy points in his last 3 games, averaging 24.7 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 28 minutes per game with an 18% usage rate. Look at his usage spike the last 3 games, 25, 26, 24%. He's $5,700 DraftKings salary, $100 less on FanDuel. I love the price on both sites. Projected at 24.7 fantasy points here tonight, he's going to need about 28 fantasy points to hit 5 times value. Brook Lopez has scored 22, 27, 56, 35, and 41 fantasy points versus Atlanta Hawks in the last 5 games. That's a floor of 22 and a ceiling of 56. I'll take that play any day of the week. I love Brook Lopez here versus the Atlanta Hawks. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck.